Good morning. Very warm welcome to everyone to our 13th annual conference, NEC People Conference here in London. So very warm welcome to everyone. Thanks for making it on time. A special thanks to all of our sponsors, K&L Gates, our lead sponsor for this event, and all of our other sponsors. All the details are in the brochure of the sponsors. Please make a point of visiting them during the day and to see how they can support your business. We've got a really nice mix of sponsors that kind of complement this group. Photos will be taken during the day. These presentations will be recorded as well, so those will be available shortly afterwards. So probably early July, we'll have the presentations ready, so you can watch them again and again and again. There is a free Wi-Fi, so it's just Leonardo Hotel Guests. There shouldn't be a password, so you can log in to that. Concentrate on this, though. Do emails in the breaks. Focus on the presentations here. There's no planned fire alarm. There are 2 emergency exits, that door and that door, down 1 flight of stairs, and the assembly point is at Cooper Row at the front of the hotel. The infamous bell. If you hear that, you've got to run or walk calmly back to the conference room. We'll give you a 2-minute warning. So do make the point, if you hear the bell, just wrap up your conversations and come back, because we've got a lot to cram in today, as you've seen from the agenda. So we just appreciate you sticking to the times. There's ample times for the breaks here. Check your phones are on silent. I didn't check mine. I'm hoping that it is. So do that just to make sure. And please feel free to sort of post on social media during the day. Just share people's experiences. Make them jealous that they're not here with you at this conference. We pick a theme, and this year's theme is just driving excellence or delivering excellence. And hopefully we'll see that from our presentations today. You've all picked up a copy of the brochure. If anyone's not got one, you can see the guys and pick up. In the brochure here, you've got the agenda. You've got all of your sponsor profiles, the speaker profiles. We've got an attendee list as well. Also, some of the discussions in our LinkedIn group are focused in there. And at the back, you've got a bit of a notes page and a chance to win a construction edition of Monopoly on the back with a QR code entry. So chance to win a prize as well. So what are we all about? This is our NEC People LinkedIn group. So in the past year, we've had over 1,200 people join us. So we've got well over 13,400 active members. And it is an invite-only group, so not anyone gets let in. We're not that selective, because clearly a lot of you are in. So we're not that fussy, but we just keep out people who aren't relevant to the industry, people like recruiters, those kind of people. So we keep those out. We keep those out because they're not in to learn about NEC. And I think that's why the group has actually thrived. So over 13,400 members at last count within our LinkedIn group. Very powerful group with the most active number of active discussions on NEC related topics. And our 13,000th member was Dan White, who was a quantity surveyor with Gatwick Airport. And I was actually able to present him with his prize because I happened to be doing training there. I didn't tell them that was how it worked, but he happened to join on the day I was down there. So that's our 13,000 member. I know what you're thinking. I'm going to wait till 14,000. I'll be watching for our attendee list and anyone looking to rejoin or your mums or your partners joining. And you'll miss out a lot of discussions before then. So please, if you're not in the group, do join. It's a fantastic group. It is the only place as well you'll find an NEC advent calendar. Sorry, why are you laughing at the front here, sir? It's great, and I was looking through it because it just reminded me my day 11, for example. Don't know if anyone caught it. So day 11, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every compensation event I write. May your snow be covering the site, and may your claim be not too much of a fight. Oh, come on, that's not bad, is it? And then we go on slightly more seriously to talk about weather and how you assess weather, snow on the ground, when does snow become slush? We need a science degree now. It's not that straightforward as it first seems. So a corny Christmassy link to a very important discussion, but that's the kind of stuff that goes on in the group. So our group intent, when we set it up, myself and Chris Woodbridge, way back in, I can't remember when we set it up. Set it up about 15 years ago. It was really to try and share good practice, and it's grown from a couple of hundred people into the group that it is now. It allows us to canvass opinion on contractual matters and debate things in a safe environment and get really good advice and challenge the understanding of individual clauses. So NEC is great. We're quite enthusiastic about NEC, but nothing's perfect. It needs to evolve, and that's what we can do within the group. And it is a very constructive and encouraging environment. So no one should feel, I can't ask this question in the group. It feels a bit too simplistic. you'll get support, you'll get help, you'll get advice from fellow industry experts and just other industry professionals who will share their view. Our conference today, the tickets sold out. Well, how do you sell out a free conference? But it did sell out in the shortest time, and we had over 120 people on the reserve list. So do make them jealous on social media today that you're here. As we said, our 13th annual London conference, and it's probably our most diverse list of delegates to date, with attendees from 5 different continents represented, which I think is pretty impressive. We want this to be the best event you go to this year, in brackets, which happens to be free, not the best free event that you go to, but the best event you go to. Now, we're here in London. We've been here 13 years, but people are saying, what about us? So we're coming to Scotland this year for the first time. So in Glasgow, the 23rd of September. So K&L Gates are our lead sponsor for London. I'm very happy to join with Seeker Scotland specifically, and they're our lead sponsor for Glasgow. So that's our inaugural event, 23rd of September, and an expression of interest to attend that conference will open up this week before we let London get out of the way. So we're going to be inviting people to express an interest. Again, we can't just let everyone who applies because we'd have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. So we try and create a nice broad spectrum of the industry represented at our conferences. So myself and Neil sift through and try and allocate those places to give a good spread of the industry. So that's Glasgow, 23rd of September. So if you've got colleagues based up in Scotland, let them know. And Neil takes the lead in Leeds, and that's our 3rd year. So we ran Leeds first year, and I think we were both saying, okay, we've done it now. So we've been to Leeds. And then everyone kept saying, are you coming back? Are you coming back? So we had to go back. And then last year was such a success. Well, I think it's in the diary for going forward. So Leeds, it's going to be our 3rd year this year. That's going to be on the 25th of November. And again, expression of interest will be out end of July for our Leeds conference. All of the announcements will be made within the NEC People LinkedIn group. Often people say to me, I didn't hear about the conference. Well, we announced it in the group. Oh, I don't go in there very often. Well, that's where we make the announcements. We want people who are in the group and active in the group to be aware, and they're the ones who will get the chance to come to our conferences. NEC ran their own conference yesterday, the user group conference, and just to pick up on NEC, some developments. So they've just recently launched or announced that they're tying up with the Framework Alliance contract and the Term Alliance contract. So that's quite new off the shelf. And so we're going to see how that develops. And we've also, or NEC have also published a conflict avoidance guidance note, which you can download from neccontract.com, or we've also got it on our GMH planning website. So that's just a practice note on sort of avoiding disputes and such like. Also, the contracts have been translated and published into Spanish, particularly for the South American market. We've got a number of delegates from Peru. Raise your hand if you're all the way from Peru. Okay, there we go. So a few contingent from Peru here. So it's been published in Spanish. I think Digital Beehive have got a copy of the Spanish contract on their stand, if anyone wants to have a read of that one. So yeah, that's a big thing that has been done this year, primarily for the South American market. Okay, let's have a go at this. Las partes, el gerente del proyecto y el supervisor actúan con un espíritu de confianza mutua y cooperación. Okay, Peru, I'm ready. Okay. Any idea which clause that is? 10.2, the part. I think it sounds much nicer in Spanish. I think this is the way. I think it's much nicer in Spanish. Okay, GMH planning, just a bit of an update from us. Well, we're continuing to provide training support to the industry. Up to 40 days of training a month now we're providing to the industry, clients, contractors, subcontractors. We've probably been in some of your organizations over the past year. We're running a lot of joint workshops. These are brilliant. Can't recommend these highly enough. Joint workshops, client, contractor, subcontractor. Let's let everyone hear the same rules at the same time, and we make them bespoke to your your Z clauses that you've integrated in. So we make them bespoke and not too much judgmental either. So we'll share with you what how you've adjusted the contract. So they're really valuable because it's important everyone hears the same thing at the same time. So because of that, we probably get to see the most number of contracts compared to any other company, and we can see firsthand what's going on with amendments and such like. And some of those may or may not have influenced our Z Clause of the Year award this year. More about that later on. We do see, with all the training we're doing in the LinkedIn group, areas of improvement. I do think there's big areas where we're improving in understanding and managing the contract, but there's still mismanagement and misunderstanding out there that we need to try and get on top of. And we witness the same from the LinkedIn groups as well, hence the importance of the group and these conferences. We say we're doing up to 40 days training. I can't do that myself. So these are the guys over the last year who've helped GMH planning. So stand up if your name's on the list. So all of these people are individual consultants. You can stand up, Ben. So you can see any of these guys. If you want to find out about our training, style and content, you can speak to any of us today to help knowledge of the NEC contracts. We've also had a very long-standing affiliation with Seeker. David from Seeker South, you're going to hear from today. Some of you might have caught our Seeker bulletins. Now, we started them for the first year, and they were so popular. David said, can we keep going? And we have. And each year, David said, have you got any more? Yeah, let's go another year. And I think we'll go another year as well. So they're really popular. And we try and just pick a topic and then do a bite-sized chunk of information on an aspect of the contract. We've got a limited number on the stand just by the door there. So if anyone wants to grab any of those, you can. The contracts are not for grabbing, just to be clear. But the bulletins, you can help yourself. The contracts are there to have a look at. Obviously, leaf through them as to your heart's content today, but they're the only ones that need to be on the desk at the end. But the bulletins have a free access too. There's 54 of these bulletins available. So if anyone wants a bit of bedtime reading tonight, there's 54 of them at your disposal. You'll find them in the free download section of the GMH Planning website. QSs love them because they're free. Here's our bulletins in the last 12 years, 12 months. So they're the ones that we published, and the ones in red are the ones that are available on the stand, so they might be of interest to you. So, real important messages. Have a great day. Enjoy it. Really make the most of these presentations. And I'd like to introduce Kat Ferguson for our first presentation for the Lower Thames Crossing.